Hi, I'm Eunice. Welcome to the Productman Podcast. In this series, we'll talk about product management, what goes on behind the scenes, real stories, and my own experiences together. Think of it as a community that speaks the same language, has walked similar paths, and grows together. If you're ready, let's get started. Hello again. In this first episode, I want to talk a little bit about myself, what Product Man is, and why I decided to create this series. I've been in the product management field for about 7 years. I started in banking, then moved to quick commerce, e commerce, and the startup world. I can say I've seen it all, a bit corporate, a bit chaotic, and a bit of those let's push this to live overnight environments. That's what being a PM is like, anyway. Every day is a different story. So, why Product Man? My reason for making this podcast is very clear. There are so many people in Turkey and around the world who are curious about product management but want to learn the actual practice of the job. Yes, there's plenty of theory out there. Agile is like this, Scrum is like that, this is an MVP, but in real life, things don't proceed quite as strictly by the book. So I said, let's discuss this together, with the mistakes, the rights, and the funny moments, just like having a heart to heart in the evening. If you ask what the purpose of this podcast is, to explain PMing in a way that's more understandable and closer to daily life, to draw from real stories, to talk about the unfiltered version, conflicts with teams, prioritization wars, deadline chaos, not just what is an MVP, but how do you actually ship an MVP to be a companion for everyone, whether just starting their career or working for years. So, what is Agile? What is Scrum? Let's talk about it in its simplest form. Agile is actually a culture. We can't plan everything perfectly from the start, so it's the culture of moving forward in small steps. And Scrum is a working method of this culture: sprints, dailies, plannings. Briefly, the system that sets the team's rhythm. Here's how I define Agile: keep what works, change what doesn't. In real life, most teams do this anyway. Briefly, I'd like to mention what's coming up in future episodes. How does a day pass for me as a PM? How do you reach an agreement in stakeholder management without a fight? How is an MVP determined and how is it scoped down? Is preparing a roadmap a romantic dream or a real tool? What is actually asked in PM interviews? And of course, the biggest mistakes I've made in my career and the lessons I learned from them. We will be covering these and many other topics like them. This first episode was a bit of an introduction. We talked about the story of Product Man, my journey, and what you can expect from this podcast. Thank you very much for listening. In the next episode, we will dive deeper. See you.